San Antonio, Texas. The Lone Star State's second largest city, with a population of more than 1 million people. This is the suburban headquarters of the Cornerstone Church, led by TV evangelist Pastor John Hagee.
Pharaoh threatened the Jewish people, and he ended up fish food in the Red Sea. Send a message to America. Send a message to the enemies of Israel. Send a message to the people of Israel. Israel, you are not alone. We are with you.
Pastor Hagee is the founder of Christians United for Israel, which he hopes will become the Christian version of the powerful pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC, the American Israel Political Action Committee.
Listen up, President of Iran. Don't threaten America. We're not afraid of you.
I think that Pastor Hagee is a person with an agenda that overall is not good for Jewish life in America or for Israel. Pastor Hagee presses a domestic agenda that is, in my view, hostile to Jewish life in America.
We want to make sure that you have a picture here.
Those Christian pastors of that school of thought, totally insensitive to our ordeal and supportive of our oppressor. How can they face the mirror when they are shaving in the morning, and how will they face God, their creator, when and if they will meet him?
When Hezbollah terrorists threaten to wipe out the state of Israel, we will not be silent. We will shout from every rooftop in this nation, never again, not on our watch. In the future, when the U.S. State Department presents a brain-dead plan to divide Jerusalem, our response will be, never again, not on our watch. God bless Israel, God bless America, and God bless each of you.
Below this field is one of the most complicated machines ever built, a real-life time machine. Buried hundreds of meters beneath the French-Swiss border, this machine will shoot beams of energy around a 27-kilometer-long loop and smash those beams of energy together again at the end. It's designed to peer into the origins of the universe and is the brainchild of 6,000 of the world's top scientific minds. The biggest job of the collider is to sift the cosmic soup for a particle called the Higgs boson, also dubbed the God particle. The Higgs boson is a theoretical particle that's never been detected. It appears at energy levels that only this new machine can reach, and even inside the atlas, the Higgs boson may only be visible every 10 trillion collisions.
We're looking for not a needle in a haystack. I think we're looking for a needle in about 10,000 haystacks. Probably even more like 100,000 haystacks, depending on how big a needle you're looking for. The extraction of such a small signal from such a large amount of data has never been done before.
What makes finding the Higgs particle worth the multi-billion-dollar investment is the fact that it's thought to give everything in the universe its mass. And after centuries of probing the big questions, physics still has no answer for where mass comes from.
It was the promise of plentiful fish which first lured people to beautiful Buyat Bay in North Sulawesi. A remote overnight camp for fishermen grew into a 300-strong community of fishing families squatting on private land. In mid-2004, reports emerged of alarming health problems: scaly skin diseases, mysterious lumps, aches and pains. For 3 years, allegations of an environmental atrocity have centred on this very spot. Exactly 1 kilometre from the shore of Buyat Bay and 80 metres down lies a pipeline on the seabed, where a mining operation in the hills above the bay discharged its waste for nearly a decade.
Sri Lanka is torn between contradictions. The beauty of a peaceful community that embraced cultural diversity for centuries against the savagery of modern war that is being waged between the government and the Tamil Tigers. In 1956, an ambitious politician used the rest card to get voted into power. He promised to make Sinhala, the language of the majority, the official language of the country. Majority rules ensured his victory, and the Sinhala-only Act was passed. This meant more Sinhalese people would get government jobs, and Tamil public servants who could not speak Sinhala fluently were forced to resign. The Tamil Tigers would take on the government of Sri Lanka, and in the bloody battles that followed, thousands of people would die.
It's high summer in Montana, and with a long drought continuing to bite, there is precious little to harvest. But for some ranchers here, their fields are proving much more fertile than they ever thought possible.
And then you just keep following it up. And it probably came from up there because it's pretty warm.
Larry Tuss is one farmer who's happy to look back in time.
Coming out of the bank, right there.
The seeds for his latest crop were planted millions of years ago. Now his field is producing bones, dinosaur bones to be exact.
Right here. That's a bone.
The task of digging up his farm's prehistoric motherlode has been handed over to a commercial fossil hunting company. And that's where Larry Tuss falls out with the scientific community.
They have lots of land, but they have no money, and their crops are failing, they're not doing well, they're having trouble with their cattle. And so when they find fossils, used to be they would just kick them around and call them rocks, but now they find fossils, and instead of finding a scientist, they'll go through a broker or dealer and find someone to sell them to.